What are you protecting? Your brain is telling you you don't want to face and meet your vulnerabilities. When a person follows his seichel and his chachma, yuchal lipol b'tus, can fall into making mistakes, and to come to many, many pitfalls. And to come to very bad things, very bad, very evil things. So again, a person follows his own intellect and his own cleverness, capable of making mistakes. But if you continue, the way I understand this, the Rebbe is telling you, and if you continue to follow your seichel and chachma after you make the mistake, which is most of us do that, then you're going to fall into pitfalls. You're going to fall into the mistakes. You're going to become, what's the difference between a mistake and a pitfall? The result. The results of the mistakes become pitfalls. If you make a mistake and you follow that same mistake, so if you catch the mistake right away, it's minimal damage. But if you don't catch the mistake, you fall into pitfalls. Pitfalls means where that mistake became a pit. That's what a pitfall is. I fell into a pit where it's much, much harder to dig out. And if you continue following your seichel and your chachma, then those pitfalls will become very bad and very evil. That's, the Rebbe is telling you basically how one comes to becoming evil. When he makes a mistake, he continues to follow his chachma, and he continues with his mistake till, and what happens to every single one of us daily, probably more than that. How many times do we get stuck? What does it mean getting stuck? When we're stuck, you can't let, you're protecting. What are you protecting? Your brain is telling you you don't want to face and meet your vulnerabilities. You don't want to face and meet that, especially from another person. If another person is pointing it out, so you don't want to meet it. So what do? You protect yourself. And when you protect yourself, you'll fall into a pitfall. And the more you protect yourself, because your seichel is telling you, protect, you're going to come into evilness. That's how a person becomes bad. And then he's stuck. He gets stuck. And the Rebbe is saying that there are and there are those who made tremendous damage, like the big, famous Rishonim, Shehitu Asylum, that they misled the world. And so the Rebbe is trying to tell you that, something, there's a big warning, my friend. I'm giving you a warning. I'm telling you that when a person follows his seichel, his intellect, his cleverness, his wisdom, and he trusts that as his guidance, and he's following. What does a follow mean? The Rebbe says, Hailachach means he's following. He's following his pitfall, his intellect means he's trusting his intellect as his navigator and his guidance in life. He will make mistakes, and if he continues following it, he'll fall into pitfalls. And if he continues following it, he's going to become evil. And the dogma of how evil you can get to is the people who did such damage in the world, and they misled the world. And you see that side in the Yiddish world, inside the Goyish world, where they were, and all of this came because they followed their own intellect and their own cleverness until they became bad and evil. Dr. Rebbe Nachman, the Ikar HaYahadus, but the Ikar, the essence and the Ikar, the main part of Judaism, main thing of Judaism, it's like the essence of who you are, the main thing. You want to know what your real identity is? It's to go in the way of simplicity and innocence without any kind of chachma, without any kind of sophistication. So I want to just be medayik over it, and I think it's really true. The Rebbe says when you're following your seichel, you're hailech achar sichlei b'chachmas. Over here, the Rebbe is saying ikar hadus hurak leilech b'tmimus apshi. You see a difference? One is hailech achar, I'm following, and by tmimus, I'm not following. What's the difference? if you're telling me there's two, like I have two paths to go, I could either follow my intellect or my cleverness, or I can follow Tamidas and Pshitas. Why isn't it not the same following? Rebbe changes the lotion. Why did he say Ikayat is a rak leilach acha? The same way. What do you mean? Why is this considered a separate entity from me, and this considered not a separate? So obviously, Tamidas and Pshitas is not a way of following. Tamidas and Pshitas is the opposite of following. Tamidas and Pshitas is being present in the moment. Following means there's something ahead of me, and I'm following that thing. What does Seif and chaburas do different than Tamidas and Pshitas? It makes me think in my moment what's going to be the next moment. So that means anytime I'm in the moment and I'm thinking about the next moment, that's following. If I'm in the moment, then I'm not following, I'm in it. I'm going in the moment. Says the Rebbe, you want to know what going, this is my perception, and this is the beginning, and it could change, but this is the way I'm understanding it. So when I'm in the moment, I'm present. Instead of any time I think about the next moment, I'm not in the moment, that's going away. Either from Tamidas or Pshitas, we have to understand something. What's Sichlai, what's chaburas, what's Tamidas, and what's Pshitas. It seems like Tamidas is representing one of the two, and Pshitas is representing the other one of the two. Like there are two parts to the way I'm following, and there are two parts to the way I should be going. And both of them is an antidote. Tamidas is an antidote to either Sichlai, and Pshitas is an antidote. I don't know which one goes to which one. I would think Tamidas goes to Sichlai, Pshitas goes to the chaburas. But one thing, I don't know what it is, because I don't know really exactly the definition of Sichlai, the definition of chaburas, the definition of Tamidas, the definition of Pshitas. But one thing I definitely see, that when I'm going follow Sichlai and chaburas, it's following. It's not being present. It's not one with me. Tamidas and Pshitas is a way of being present and being one with me. I'm in the moment because I'm not following. So at a very simple level, it means living the moment. What does it mean to me, Mr. Pshitas? I'm in the moment. It's not about what the next moment is. Now, the Rebbe is going to explain it more. And when the Rebbe explains it more, you're going to see that I think it really stems to what I'm saying. And a person should look at everything that he does, that means present. That every action that he's doing, Hashem Yisbarach should be inside, and not to look in that moment. So it seems like the Rebbe is telling you, like, live the moment, but live the moment without looking at yourself and your own personal self-esteem, personal benefits, or honor, personal glory. How are you going to look? You know, if you're going to if there is in the Maisa that I'm doing honor for the Eibishter's name, then do it the imlavla. And then you're never going to come into to be nichshol, meaning, if you remember, the Rebbe used the words at the beginning, shaylas Rab. First he said, when you follow your intellect, you're going to fall into mistakes. And those mistakes will come to pitfalls. Says the Rebbe over here, if you do my advice and you go to Tamidas and Pshitas, which means not to look at your own self-honor and your own self-glory, but to see it's covered Hashem or if it's not covered Hashem, then even if you'll make a mistake, you won't fall into a pitfall. The Rebbe is giving you after. You will not fall into a pitfall. So the Rebbe is saying a lot of things. One thing he's saying here is that the way to go is to go into Tamidas and Pshitas, which means simplicity and beli shum chacham. That means to me it's funny because if Tamidas, if you want to go being medayik a little bit more, if Tamidas is Sichlai and Pshitas is chaburas, let's just say, why is the Rebbe saying beli shum chacham? No sophistication. So what are you telling me, Rebbe? Throw away my seichel? What are you telling me? What's the message? How do you understand? Way of Tmilas and Pshitas. So he's telling me, don't think about anything. Like, okay, let's say the Rebbe, I want to do this avodah now. You're giving me a new prescription, new way of life, and I want to do it. And obviously, first of all, we all didn't do it, because otherwise the Rebbe wouldn't be telling. It means everybody, A to Z, top to bottom, has a part of him that he's following his sichlei v'chachmas. He needs to do an avodah, that this avodah is Tmilas and Pshitas. And it seems like it's a never-ending avodah that's going to go through levels and levels and levels and levels. And this is our part of our journey in life is to constantly be aware in self-awareness that we are, am I following my chachma or am I following Tmilas? Where am I? What am I doing? Every second of the day, I have to think in the moment, because it seems like he's talking about every moment of the day. We're challenged with this thing to follow instincts, chachmas, seichel, or the Rebbe is giving you a remedy, and he's telling you very simple. It's two criteria to Tmilas and Pshitas. Criteria number one is livli leshgiach al kavod atzmai. I have to see, is any part of this decision that I'm making have any kind of self-covered over here? One indication. Is there any me here? Okay. Now, second indication, I could be the same indication, but the second indication, is there covered Hashem in what I'm doing? What am I doing here? In every single action that I'm doing, I am using my seichel, which the Rebbe seems to define seichel and chachma as kavod atzmai, and Tmilas and Pshitas as kavod Hashem. The way I'm seeing the Torah right now is that's the way, and that's so the Rebbe is telling you that Tmilas and Pshitas means kavod Hashem. What chachmas means kavod atzmai. That's how I would define it right now. In every single second of the day that I'm doing something. I'm making ma'asim all day. I'm making ma'asim. Am I doing this for kavod atzmai, or am I doing this for kavod Hashem? If I'm doing it for kavod atzmai, I am in the chachmas. If I'm doing it for kavod Hashem, I'm in Tmilas and Pshitas. The more I'm doing it for kavod Hashem, the more I'm in Tmilas and Pshitas. It seems like it's an automatic gauge. In other words, Tmilas and Pshitas means no chachmas. Chachmas means no Tmilas and Pshitas. They're opposites. So it means, but obviously it's a battle. So the battle is to raise the bar of my Tmilas and Pshitas and lower the bar of my chachmas. But it seems like there's always going to be the challenge of chachmas and Tmilas and Pshitas. And the more I keep searching for the kavod of Hashem, the less I'm going to be looking from going my chachmas, and that is a process that's going to happen and change it, and it's going to be a life-changing process, because in the day I'm going to fail 100 times if I'm going to do cheshbon on my day. So right now, before the Rebbe told me about this avodah of Tmilas and Pshitas, every action of my day has more kavod atzmai than kavod Hashem. Let's face it. Is there an action that I do in the day that has more kavod Hashem than kavod atzmai? Let's start. Let's internalize. That in everything that I do is about kavod. Everything. It's either kavod Hashem or it's kavod atzmai. There's nothing that I do. Why? Because soon you'll see that the shirish of the world was kavod. So that means everything that was created in the world was created from kavod. So either it's going to be kavod Hashem or it's going to be kavod atzmai. It can't be a ma'isa it's not about kavod. That's the first header that you have to hear in the Torah. You have to hear that the Rebbe is telling you that there's nothing that you do in this world that's not about kavod. Everything is about kavod. Now, and in every ma'isa there could be kavod Hashem, and now there could be both. Can there be both in the ma'isa? Yes, because the Rebbe is telling you the ultimate place is lo yashgiach al kavod atzmai. And if yes, that means you came to such a place, you refined yourself into such a place that all you see in every ma'isa is the kavod of Hashem. So now I'm asking, if so, that means that we are challenged, that most of the things that we do in our lifetime are mostly motivated and triggered by Kvod Atzma, not Kavod Hashem. Even the things that have Kavod Hashem are all about me. It's about Kvod Atzma.